Let's head to the video store and grab a game for the weekend. We have the box art and description to guide us when we're choosing what game to rent. So grab your rental card because this is the Warp Pipe Rental.
What game you rent for the weekend?
Nice. Yeah. Brandy chose this one here. So we're hitting up the rental store and getting Fighting Force 64 on the Nintendo 64. Right on the box there, it says from the creators of the Tomb Raider series. So it's kind of like a beat 'em up action game, I guess you could say. Not sure why you chose this one out of all the N64 games. Maybe it holds a special place in your heart, Brandy, or
No, it sure does, and I know people are like, "Did you play it on the PS1 or the N64?" Well, I grew
Mhm.
up with this one, and this is one that I actually ended up, renting as well
Okay. Oh,
for a brief
nice.
time. So, the neighbor across the street, like, across the alleyway, I would go to her house, like, we were friends growing up, we were, like, really close, and, she had a Nintendo 64, and I got a Nintendo 64. And I loved going over her house when we would play video games, and it would be all of us, like, you bring your own controller, but you get to play, the console and the games. So, she actually had, a copy of this game, and, of course, we always played, like, Mario Party, we played Mario Kart, like, all this stuff, but this game right here, when I played that and I got to pick different characters, and we just, like, kept going through. It was, like, so addicting, and I loved that game that I wanted it, and I
Okay.
didn't have that game, so when I was like, we used to go to Blockbuster and stuff all the time, and we would get movies, like, my grandma would always wanna rent, like, movies for, like, the weekend, and we'd get popcorn and, different, like, candy and stuff. Well, one time I, like, snuck that in to, like, rent. And I
Nice.
was like, "Wow, this game," and I finally, like, had a chance to, play through a little bit further, but of course, like, I
Mhm.
wasn't as good because, like, I didn't have help,
Right.
um,
Single player. Mhm.
and then I had to, like, return it, so I didn't really get to, like, fully beat it, and I think there was only, like, a handful of times that we got, like, very close, going through the game, and then it wasn't until, like, my adult years when I rediscovered my love for this game, I went back through and, like, I was able to play it a lot more and actually make it to the end. So, it it took many, many, many years, and, like, the second I started collecting again, I was like, "I wanna collect this, and I wanna go through and, like, get all of this." And it wasn't until, like, recent that I actually, picked up the box. I know it's not, like, the best shape, but, a game store gave it to me, I think, for free, and, 'cause it's, like, my love, and then, of course, it has the manual with it, this extra little thing, and then the really cool notable part is it has tattoos.
Oh, no
Ooh.
kidding.
So,
What?
this one actually came with tattoos, and then it even tells you, like, on the back, like,
How to
how
play 'em.
to
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm just like, "That is so cool," and it has, like, all the characters, and this is one where I do have a T-shirt, but it is kinda faded, so I didn't bring it in this room, but I
Okay.
have a Fighting Force. It's a white T-shirt, and it kinda looks like maybe it wasn't washed right or something, and I was afraid to, like, wash it, so, but I do have the promo T-shirt. I think there's, like, another 1 or 2 on eBay. They rarely pop up. This is, like, the first time I've seen more pop up on eBay, since then, but I'd love to get, like, a poster or a standee or something. Like, I would probably trade, like, and I'm not, like, a trader, usually I, like, buy stuff, but if someone, like, wanted something, I'd probably, like, trade a lot just to get, like, some more promotional stuff for this game
Yeah.
because I love it. Like, I would like, I don't know why I love it. Like, I think it's just, like it's just so, like I mean, it's kinda, like, hard to play, I guess, in a way, like, nowadays, because like, that, like, clunky, like, sort of
Mhm.
whatever, but it's, like, cheesy. Like, you have the
Yeah.
elevator scene where there's just continuous enemies coming through,
Right,
the
right.
cans of soda and stuff that you have to, like, grab out when you kick, like, that machine, and,
Mhm.
like, the weapons and the different characters and stuff. Like, it's just I don't know. I love it.
Are
Nice.
you a fan of beat 'em ups?
Yes. Fighting
Okay.
games, beat 'em ups, all that. And this one, actually was going to be, like, the next Streets of Rage when it was originally, but they ended up saying Sega like said no, they didn't want it because they had their own plans for a new Streets of Rage game. And then this one became Fighting Force.
Oh, I
So is
see.
this
So they
supposed to be Streets of Rage 2? Because you said they had they originally had
right?
plans, so or did they come out with a new franchise?
A
Maybe they
fourth,
just-
a potential fourth entry in Sega's Streets of Rage series.
Oh,
So this
okay.
would
So
have been
so
that's
just jump
four.
into 3D essentially. Yeah. So
right.
Yeah.
4 never came out, did it? There's only 3, right?
yeah, it did last year or so.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, that was
the
years
new
later.
thing, not
20
back
years
then,
later.
but yeah.
They just held off on this one. They're like, we're not going to go with this one. We got some ideas. We're just going to wait.
Yeah,
Yeah.
20 years.
40
several
years later.
That was a slow burn. They were like, Nintendo, you can have this. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait,
Yeah.
and we're gonna bide our time.
I think it's
Nice.
awesome that this is a game that you have those kind of memories for, and one that you went out and rented just to get to play it, to get to try to get a little further into it. I think that makes it a really good choice for our
For the
weekly
Warpipe
Warpipe rental.
Yeah. And you picked it up too, right, Keith? You got a copy. I remember
did.
last
I
week you're
did
saying.
pick it up. It's nowhere near as pristine as over there. It's got a little bit of tear in it, but figured I might as well try it out. I knew there was going to be a good story behind it, so picked it up and played it old school. Kind of, yeah. On a new school
Yeah,
TV.
That
Yeah,
label,
hardware.
did somebody take a sword to that label or something?
They might have taken a sword to this label. Could have happened.
I see where you're going with it. So what did you guys think of the game? How far did you guys get? Who did you choose as your character?
Well, I don't remember the names of the characters. I'm gonna be honest with you,
Right,
but
right. Well, what do they look like?
I'm a very big fan of Streets of Rage. That's one of my favorite beat 'em ups, especially on the Sega Genesis. I was never really everyone knows this. I was never an N64 guy. It was a little clunky, but I don't know how I feel about the 3D elements of the beat 'em up. I was just never like a 3D beat 'em up player. Um, I don't know. I'm not trying to insult you, Brandy, but I'm probably gonna go like average 3.5.
Yeah,
You're already
I mean,
rating?
it did get like mixed reviews, and I mean, I think I definitely have like the nostalgia blinders on for it, but I do think it is fun. And like for N64, like when you think of beat 'em ups, I mean, this is kind of it.
It's
As
true.
as for
Yeah.
what they had to offer, yeah.
So I mean, I think it still holds up because of that, and I feel like it could have been like more polished and stuff, and I think it's like a little easier playing it on like a different set controller, like
Yeah.
in new time. Um, but yeah, it's I don't know. I just seeing it, and they also
Mhm.
made like action figures for it for the characters,
Oh,
like
that's cool.
Smasher. Is it
Oh
Hawk?
wow.
Some yeah, like Alana or something. They made like
I
the
played with
characters.
Smasher because I
Oh,
was
so
like,
Yeah.
let's go.
Whoop-de-doo.
Look at this dude. Let's smash stuff.
Nice. Yeah, I
So
played it and got to I think the first boss, I want to say it was. You kind of surrounded by people and
Yep.
he's a little like I think he has some claws and I was so close to beating him and he just got that one last hit on me and I was like, no, so pissed. I was hopeful I was gonna beat the boss, but it didn't.
I
what
didn't
about you,
make it
Keith?
quite that far. I made
No.
it. I made it to the elevator,
Yep.
and I didn't realize that I could like. Is double tap to run? Is that what I was doing?
I was holding in
You
one of the
just
trigger buttons.
okay? 'Cause yeah, there was something I was doing to run, and I didn't realize at the start. I was like, "Wow, I am. This is gonna take forever to get anywhere." Smasher walked really slow, and then I
Yeah,
figured
he
out you could
does.
do the
Yeah.
run, and they
Mhm.
do like the run and like the tackle. So I made it to the
Yeah.
first. I didn't. I saw the video you had up there, Russ. He had a bazooka.
Yeah, I didn't even
I didn't
see
get.
that.
I never found a
I
bazooka.
got the
It looked like it was like one of
handgun.
the
I was like,
early
pew, pew, pew,
levels.
pew.
I got the handgun, but I couldn't hit anything. So when I got the baseball bat and I was in the
Mhm.
elevator, I was just standing there with Smasher, just taking dudes out left, right, and center like it was a sword. But I think it's a really cool game. I enjoyed playing it. I want to play more of it. I just didn't have the time this week to put like to get to that first boss. But now that
Mhm.
I know that you made it there, Russ, and you didn't make it through it, I guess I'm gonna have to get there and
Yeah,
make it
I
through it.
probably put a good hour, I'd say, into it. Um, going in, and I thought it was going to be for initially going in. I thought it was going to be more like Streets of Rage, where you're going through the city, but it's more of these locked off areas that you're fighting
Mhm.
in. Then you traverse to the next area, and it's very strange with you're going through, and it'll be like level 1.2, then 1.3. Like
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
just to level 1, 2. Like, what is the point? Like, okay, fine,
Are
but
there
Yeah,
a
the
lot of
same.
levels to it?
yeah, I don't know how far did you get, Brandy? You said is there like level 8 point something or
I can't even remember. I know it's, like, longer than I remember as a kid, like, when
Yeah.
I played it, I was like, "Dang, I really didn't make it anywhere." I remember playing it, like, when I first picked it up again when I was collecting it, like, this is, like, years ago, when I, like, actually fully beat it, um, and then I'd say within, like, the past year, I did a live stream where I was playing some of it, and I didn't make it that far even now, and I'm like, "Man, how did I make it a couple years ago?" But I
yeah,
remember it was way longer than I, like, remember as a kid, and I'm like, "No wonder she didn't wanna keep playing because we weren't even
keeps
close
going.
to the
Yeah.
end, like,
This
at
shows,
all."
yeah, this is 7.1. This stage it shows
Yeah.
here, and there's about another 20 minutes in, so this could be the last area. So
Oh,
definitely get your money's worth, I guess, with how much
You
is in.
sure do.
And
I feel
Now,
like
have
this is
any
one
of
I
you
would
guys
rent again.
mhm.
yeah. Have
Like
you
if it
guys
was a rental
played
store.
the other versions of it? Do they
Oh
play
no,
better?
I haven't.
I think
I
PS1 is
swear I
better.
have. I feel like this is one that I had on the PS1
Yeah, and
originally.
PS1.
Okay.
I
But
think it is better to play,
Like you said,
and
it may be better controller, easier
I
to
think so.
navigate. Yeah, okay.
'Cause that's what people have told me, and I'm pretty sure I tried it out, and I was like, "Oh, this does feel more comfortable," like,
yeah.
now, but back then,
Right,
I didn't know, like, I was accustomed to the N64
Yeah.
controller, and
right.
it didn't
Sure.
bother me then, but nowadays it does, unless I use, like, the Brawler 64 or something, and,
That, that's what I was using.
Sure.
Fighting Force 2 doesn't feel the same, like, I think the first game is the way to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
What would you give
Hmm.
it as a rating, Brandy?
1,000,000,000.
A billion.
A billion.
Wow.
So honestly, it's kind of her podcast tonight. So do whatever
There
she
you
wants.
go.
We don't even have rules here.
A billion. What
Yeah.
about you, Keith?
I'm gonna stick to the 1 to 5 scale. I'm not gonna go to the billion scale. But
Okay, easier.
Okay.
I would probably give it a 4. This is
Yeah,
definitely one I would rent again and one I want to play some more of because I didn't get enough time playing it. So
yeah,
that makes me want to play it more, which is gonna give it that rating.
nice. And I think Dave, you had said before, what was it?
I'm like a 3.5
Okay,
ish. Yeah.
yeah, I'd say it has that charm certainly for the N64. Putting the hour in, I think close to day 3.5 to 4. I could see maybe renting this one again. I would say.
Yeah.
I know we reached out to you guys, and a few people left comments, so I'm kind of curious what they thought about it. So we'll see what you guys said.
What did you say? What did you say?
Springfield, let's hear from you.
Let's hear from you over on Instagram. 8-Bit Warrior says, I won't have time to play this rental this weekend. I've got adult chores I need to catch up on, but I was always interested in this game. I remember wanting to rent it at the video store back in the day and regretting it when they started to consolidate slash sell off the N64 stuff when the new wave of systems like PS1 and PS2 kind of took over the rental shelves.
It does have a rental worthy cover to it, right? It
Right.
looks
Yeah.
And they draw
interesting,
you
right?
in
Like
with like
what is that?
Tomb Raider, right? You're like, oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
I heard of that game. Okay. And it is rated teen. I just noticed that.
E for
Mhm.
teen.
Joe's Instagram says, I still play this game from time to time. It's a fun beat 'em up. And looks like Caps Off Gaming said, this is your game, Brandy.
Yeah. I know I got tagged in it, I think on a couple things I got tagged in.
Oh, nice,
Nice.
nice. And then let's see, do we have one on YouTube on our community page from Kaz says, hey, Warpipe, I have a fond memories of playing this game on the PlayStation. Apparently, it was supposed to be in the Streets of Rage franchise, but didn't. as you can see by the name. One of those fun games that came out of nowhere when everyone was switching to 3D. I think it translates well, whether it's destroying items or waves of beefy dudes. You're in for a good time. It even has an elevator sequence. You can't be a beat 'em up in the 90s if you don't have an elevator sequence. Ask anyone.
True.
It's true.
Don't know who anyone is, but we can still ask them.
That's it. Gotta have your elevator sequence. Nice. So if you guys didn't get a chance to play it this week, definitely hit the rental store and grab Fighting Force on the N64. Give it a go on there to get that charm for sure of how it goes down. And we are hitting the rental store again this coming weekend. Dave, what are we checking out?
So next week is a movie. We've hit the movie again, and we are gonna go back in time, and we're gonna go rent the OG Super Mario Brothers the movie.
That's
John
right.
Leguizamo and what's the other guy's name?
Bob
The guy who was
Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins.
Yeah.
He was in Roger Rabbit, right?
Roger Rabbit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
So
classic one for sure.
it's a movie.
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
Childhood drama right there.
So give it a watch.
I say I did pick up. I have this with a special edition version, so it has some extended stuff on there. So feel free to check it out, rent it. I'm not sure where it's streaming, so try to hit up the store and give it a rental. Super Mario Bros. The movie.